They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Utah shuts things down once again. 25-19.
Faithful empty backfield. Lewis brings down the high snap. Now he's firing, looking for Smith. One-on-one, and George makes the catch. The transfer from Robertson hauls it in for the Matadors touchdown.
Pruitt puts it across. Ava Ashley. Ashley puts it down. Game 4 goes to Albuquerque High, 25-12. We'll take a quick break.
Breaking through, Wyatt sees a hole, and he's gonna go. What a play, 70-yard touchdown. Watkins handed off to Herrera. Break through another hole, and through the middle, now it's Herrera. He has another man to walk off.
Trying to draw him off again. Valley a little more.
Tapia again, big hole. Tapia is on the way to the end zone. Foot race to the end zone. Tapia touchdown. A 52-yard touchdown run by Jose Tapia. And
Didn't start tonight. End zone shot here. It's intercepted. Severely underthrown at the 5-yard line. And a lot of room for a return for Ingersoll. And he's still up on his feet at the 40.
AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, happy holidays, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about this morning. The question is, do you want to be hit with a dose of reality? Or do you want to start with the good and look back on a Friday in which Lobo fans showed up and showed out? What it do, and welcome in to the opening drive on a Monday morning. Final few days of 2025, and boy, it's chilly, but it's going to be hot with the takes today regarding Lobo Athletics. JJ Buck with you this morning, joined by the quarterback Ned James. Adrian holding it down on ProView Networks. We can watch the show on Xfinity Channel 26. Find us online, and of course, with you every single day right here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. Ned, I think we need to start with the good, and that was Lobo football this season, going to overtime in the Rape Bowl against Minnesota, 20-17, the final, as 2 touchdown catches from Jalen Smith really were the difference in that game. But, Friday, watching Lobo football, the way the fans showed up in Phoenix, and we were back here in the studio watching the game. on TV, and we could see the fans, we could hear the fans. Now I want to start there with Way. This fan base, Lobo fans, rallied around this team this year. What did you make of all that?
I thought it was great. I thought it was exciting. I thought the game was phenomenal.
We're going to have to get back with Ned. He's joining us.
It was a really physical game.
Don't got him right now, so we'll work on that for you here in a second. And the thing for me, and we watched it all season long with Lobo football, was you're waiting, and it was the chicken or the egg. What's going to come first? And you've been in a situation where you had so many challenges as a Lobo fan, and you just wanted to see something. There was a belief, there was hype early on. The way Coach Eck embraced this community, the work from the social media team. We've seen all that throughout the season, but you wanted to see something. You started to see some growth with this team, the way they competed against Michigan, still, thinking about all those text messages that Coach Eck got. He said he never got so many text messages for a 17-point loss, but you saw character in this team. You saw the way that they were going to fight all season long, then to come out and win 3 straight games, which included the win at UCLA. You beat your rival, go to Mountain West play, you lose 2 straight games, and then you rally off 6 straight wins. It was a season that was just so much fun to watch, and to see it come together Friday afternoon in Phoenix, the way that Lobo fans took over Chase Field in Arizona. It was a lot of fun to watch. And now when you look at the football game, it was a team that was grinding. It was a team that was fighting, clawing, seeing it throughout the year, unable to push the football downfield, but found a way to stay in the game. And you really just saw it late in that contest, and when New Mexico just couldn't generate any explosive plays in the passing game or the run game, it was a credit to Minnesota because they had Big Ten size and athleticism on that defensive line, causing havoc all day long. But you're still right there. It was Lobo football in terms of just finding a way to compete. Damon Bankston had the big kickoff return for a touchdown. The reverse flea flicker 2-point conversion straight out of Luke Schleichner's bag of tricks this season, the offensive coordinator. And then you go to overtime. You kick a field goal, get your defense out there, which was fighting hard all day long. And then Lindsey to Smith again, just the second ridiculous touchdown pass of the contest. The first one, just an absolute rainbow to the back end zone, back corner of the end zone. And there you go. And there's the final. So 2017 Lobos lose the Wraith Bowl in overtime. But we're looking at a 9-4 season, 6-2 in Mountain West play. And I wanted to start with the good this morning because we will get into what the heck is going to happen moving forward. Because the initial fear at the end of the season was Coach Eck. Are you going to lose Coach Eck? There were the power openings, and then there's the trickle-down effect. Well, the coaching change did not occur, but there is a change at athletic director, allegedly. And right now it looks like all signs are pointing towards Fernando Lobo becoming the new athletic director at the University of Colorado. Now, there's been not any comments from Fernando Lobo. UNM released a statement over the weekend saying they're not going to talk about anything that hasn't happened yet. But it's about the third quarter of the Isleta New Mexico Bowl on Saturday night. And there were, of course, a lot of UNM people working in that game. I know my phone went off, and then after the game, there was a lot of buzz and leaving the stadium talking with some UNM employees about the situation. Yeah, they figured that they were going to get some phone calls and have some conversations coming up over the next few days, because that's when the news broke that Colorado was interested in Fernando Lobo. And now it looks like all signs are pointing to that. There is a Board of Regents special meeting announced for this morning. And on the agenda, it looks like they will approve the hire of Fernando Lobo as the new athletic director for the Buffalo. So what we're going to talk about this morning is we do have the good on the table. We will look at the Lobo season, what Coach Eck, what that team was able to do to ignite this fan base, to get 30,000 people out there to University Stadium, to get that crowd they did the day after Christmas in Phoenix. It was really impressive. But how do you build off that in the new look Mountain West? Is it again one where you're going to have to generate buzz, kind of rebuild some of the faith, try to rebuild just the interest in it, because you're hit again. You had a young AD that was hungry, that was ready to attack it, and he did. And I don't think anything Fernando Lobo did was fake, but it's timing. And you look at the the Bronco Mendenhall situation. I read that one throughout the year much differently than it did Fernando Lobo. Here's the thing: these jobs are not forever jobs. I can't argue against someone only being here 1 year, and that stinging as a fan, and that frustrating you. And I got a lot of that on social media over the weekend when I put out there that the only lifetime contract in sports is for a fan. It's you are a fan of a team, you will be a fan of that team forever. That's it. But sports, like anything else, there's always been cycles to it. Now, there's been dramatic changes over the last 4 to 5 years in college athletics, and usually we're hyper-focused on the players in this, in the transfer portal, and your players hopping around to all these different schools. But it's hit you in two big ways. In a football head coach and what looks to be an athletic director, one and done. But the timing of it. I don't think anyone really expected Rick George to be stepping down, and this is the timing of that over the last month opened the job, and thus you have an AD in Fernando Lobo that came in and checked a ton of boxes right away, put him to the head of that search, and here you go. And the 1 year hurts, but it's just the timing of it. Sometimes you can't control that aspect, and we'll talk about that throughout the morning, the future of Lobo athletics, what you want to see from an athletic director, which I think is what you absolutely got the last 13 months from Fernando Lobo, what he did hiring a football coach, a basketball coach, sliding assistant over for women's soccer, but trying to keep that moving forward, hiring a volleyball coach. He did a whole lot in 13 months at the University of New Mexico. And can you find the next up-and-comer with that kind of energy, with that kind of impact, that can work with what UNM has and continue to try to get investment to the level needed to compete in the new Mountain West Conference? It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal. We do have a busy morning with all that to discuss. Take your thoughts. You can text the show. The Sports Animal text line is 505-246-0610. You can shoot me an email this morning. It's jj@sportsanimal.com. We'll have the Lobo football season, what Coach Eck was able to do, looking back at that Right Bowl performance, what's going to happen next with the AD, and what kind of job is it? And the frustration from fans, I understand it. I can't argue with you if you're really upset about just one and done in these different situations. But this job, who are some names to look for? What is the foundation that UNM has? The state of UNM athletics. We got a lot to get to this morning. Jeff Grammer is going to join us as well, coming up at 9 o'clock. He was pumping out stories on him and Sean Ryder. Talked to them on Saturday out there at University Stadium, but we'll get his thoughts on where UNM is right now, because there's also a president that needs to be hired for the University of New Mexico. And, of course, with basketball coming out of the holiday break, Lobos at Boise State tomorrow night. We'll hit everything with Jeff Grammer coming up at 9 o'clock. It is the opening drive right here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time.
Short in overtime
Hello.
against Minnesota in the Ray Bowl, but a 9-4
I hear you.
season for Lobo football. We will talk about that. That's the good, and then the what the heck is going on with the athletic directors. The opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. Working on some audio stuff. Don't worry, we'll have Ned James with us here shortly this morning because I want to get his thoughts on everything that occurred this football season. Had a lot of fun, of course, working with him again. UNM Sports Radio Network, our studio stuff, and of course the opportunity to do 4 games this season, play-by-play with the quarterback as Robert Portnoy and Dontrell Moore did some TV work. It was a really fun season, a lot of great experiences, football overall. Then how about that game Saturday evening? Is led in New Mexico. If you decided to just kick back and watch it and or listen to it on bowl season radio, that was a wild one. 49-47 North Texas over San Diego State. The Aztecs going into the game with QB2, and Bert Emanuel Jr. turned himself into Michael Vick in the first half, and QB3 had to come in after Emanuel Jr. got injured, and just points on points on points. Hopefully he took the over in that contest. That was a wild one. But it was about the third quarter of that game on Saturday that got some text messages, started seeing some buzz going, and that's when the national reports were hitting when it came to what
Can you hear me now?
the University of Colorado was looking to do for their next AD. And it became apparent that Fernando Lobo was their main target. And for Lobo, right now, nothing is official. However, it's looking like it's going to be official here shortly. He has not said anything when reached out by multiple outlets. UNM put out a statement, saying that they have nothing to announce and they're not going to speculate on anything. But the University of Colorado Board of Regents has a special meeting for today, which the item on the agenda would be approving the hire of Fernando Lobo, the school's new athletic director. And I can understand the sting and the frustration of another one and done. You saw it with Bronco Mendenhall, but what that led to was a better football coach for this community and for this team. And that was a hire of Fernando Lobo. So he gave you Kochek, and you have Kochek, who at least right now, I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think just because Lobo is leaving that Kochek is going to bounce to another job. He's the head coach of a Division I football team. And he has that opportunity right now here in Albuquerque. Now, do things change with his buyout? Yes, it does. And there's clauses upon clauses upon clauses in all these contracts, and his buyout could drop with Fernando Lobo not being the AD anymore because, it's one in which, it's a world in which, we see these clauses, and I think a lot of people would look at that and say, well, why this, why that? Well, that's the way it is. But honestly, that's the answer. That's the way it is. You have the coach that says, well, the AD who hired me is not here. Let my buyout drop and move on. And speaking of buyouts, Lobo does have an $800,000 buyout in his contract because he has 5 years remaining on his deal. If he goes to Colorado, that's what the University of New Mexico would be owed. But here's the thing in this. And I can't argue against frustration of one and done and how that feels as a fan of why are we a stepping stone? Because everything's a stepping stone. Life is a stepping stone. Now, when it's just 1 year, it hurts even more. Understand that. But the only thing in sports that's lifetime contract is your fan. If you want it. Because you can get frustrated, you can not support, you can watch something else, you can not buy tickets. You have all those options. But really, that's the only thing that's a lifetime contract, is what you root for consistently. Now, when it comes to college athletics, and if you're still trying to buy in this era of constant movement and constant turnover when it comes to athletes, well, that's going to happen with coaches and administrators because it's a world of you're climbing the ladder. And I think just right now, it wasn't that Fernando Lobo didn't want to be here. No, this wasn't going to be his last stop in his career.
Testing.
But it was the timing of not just Colorado's AD deciding to step down over the last month or so, but also what's occurred with the Mountain West Conference. That wasn't surprising. Like, we've known what that's going to look like for a while now, but it is. You're going in to a Mountain West that is less than. The new Mountain West is less than. The new Mountain West is more like the other conferences that you want to rag on all the time. Conference USA, Sunbelt, etc. That's the reality of where the new Mountain West is. And the Pac-12 is pretty much the Mountain West right now. So the Pac-12 has his base, and then the new Mountain West is a little bit less than. That's the reality of it. And so you take that into account, plus a Power 4 job that's opening, and Colorado's, like anyone else, has their challenges, and I've saw a ton of social media, people throwing out there that the budget deficit, this or that. Pretty much right now, if you work in college athletics, you're working with independents. But there's still more resources available at Colorado, at a Power 4 program that you're working with. And it's definitely a higher paycheck. You look at Lobo at UNM, it was a $400,000 base salary with $100,000 in media obligations, other bonus opportunities. So it's not chump change, but you can potentially double that and take a step forward towards whatever your next goal is. Whether it's Big Ten program, SEC program, which if you're in college athletics and you're a football guy, and Lobo was definitely a football guy, and he did a good job with the Olympic sports. For Eric Olin hiring him for men's basketball. But you can see that's one of those jobs you want to get to. And you say, well, if you stayed here at UNM and continued to do this, would that opportunity come? Sure. But sometimes you don't control the timing of things. And when this came up, and it's only been 13 months for Fernando Lobo, and if he did enough in that 13 months to impress the powers that be in Boulder, and if he likes that P4 opportunity, you tip your cap. Because what you need to do as a fan, and I'm not telling you how to be a fan, but I'm telling you how the world operates, is you support what you're passionate about. And I know we've heard a lot about people's passion being diminished in this era of college athletics, which is understandable. But whatever you're passionate about, you support that. And then you hope amongst that, if there's players or coaches that come in, that they're successful and that they've laid a foundation for you to work off of. And it's the circle of sports life. It always has been and always will be. Just hope the people that come in are dedicated, are passionate about what they're doing, that they give you something to support, give you something to be passionate about. And if it's a player, if it's a coach, in this case an administrator, that then moves on, you hope that there's a strong enough foundation to build off of. But what you can do as a fan, it's your decision, but just support what you're passionate about. And if you're still passionate about college athletics, even with all the movement, everything that's gone on, then you go right back out there and you see what's in store for UNM, and you see who's next when it comes to the athletic department. Because at least your coaches, could they leave? Absolutely. I don't think Coach Eck is going anywhere right now. I don't think he's leaving just to leave because Fernando Lobo's not here. He's the head coach of the Division I football program that he feels can win the Mountain West Conference. However that conference looks, however you feel about that conference, we'll have to generate some new buzz. We'll have some new foundations to lay covering it, the expectations, how you feel. We'll get there. But that's what it comes down to. Sports Animal text line is 505-246-0610. Send me your text. You can send me your emails this morning, jj@sportsanimal.com. A little behind the scenes for you right now. I'm producing and co-hosting. So the phones might be a little bit of an issue. Try to answer them when we're live. So I want to hit your text and emails this morning on what you want to see moving forward if Fernando Lobo is indeed hired at the University of Colorado. What you'd like to see UNM do. There's a couple names out there, including people in positions of power right now within that UNM athletic department that I think are absolutely going to be interviewed for this position. But then, of course, you have the president situation at UNM that rolls into this. And this is the state of UNM athletics. It's, what you think about the new Mountain West Conference, where they sit, the resources the Lobos need to compete there, the revenue share piece of it, how can they continue to at least stay at the top of this new Mountain West Conference, interest athletes in coming to the University of New Mexico. So there's a lot of ways for this to go. There's different roads that will go down, but it all leads back to one thing, and that is the University of New Mexico. That is your fandom as a Lobo fan. How you feeling with the news of the weekend, from finishing the season with an overtime loss to Minnesota in the Rape Bowl, the Fernando Lobo news, and then basketball picking it back up tomorrow night. Mountain West Conference play continues for the Lobos in Boise, Idaho. We'll talk with Jeff Grammer coming up at 9 o'clock. Still working on some technical things behind the scenes here. So hopefully we can get Ned on the air shortly. If not, well, we'll deal with it when we cross that bridge. It's the opening drive right here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
into nothing at all.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso.
So what is the state of UNM athletics? It can feel rough when it's back-to-back one-and-done. In this case, Fernando Lobo looks to be the next athletic director at the University of Colorado. But guess what? You got better off with your football coach, and someone is going to come in and be hungry to pick up where Fernando Lobo left off, even after just 13 months. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. JJ Buck with you this morning. Adrian holding it down on ProView Networks. 505-246-0610 Sports Animal text line for you this morning. Want to get your thoughts on a little bit of everything today. We're looking at the good, and that was Lobo football this season, how much fun it was for Lobo fans following this team, the way y'all showed up and showed out in Phoenix at the Right Bowl Chase Field. You could feel the presence on television. We were back here in the studio, the quarterback Ned James and I, watching the game, doing our stuff on the UNM Sports Radio Network, and you could feel it through the TV. Lobo fans made a difference in that game. Now, Minnesota was able to out-athlete UNM at the line. I think the Lobos were a little bit surprised they couldn't create more explosive plays, especially talking with some people before that game, especially some assistant coaches. They felt like they had some advantages on the perimeter that they could use, but just couldn't push the football down the field. And you saw that in the past game, and that's one where you have to have the question, and we talked about it early in the season, and it's hard to really have an argument against the quarterback when you go 9-3, 6-2 overall. You win your last 6 games of the season, but there's definitely an element that was missing in the past game. It was pushing the football down the field against Minnesota, and they took away the run game, did the Golden Gophers. Anthony Smith off the edge showed that he was an NFL talent. He dominated that game, putting a ton of pressure on Jack Lane. Minnesota took away the run game, but it was the character of the Lobos. This is what we saw all year. They just found a way to stay in games, whether it was games where they needed to score a ton of points, like the UNLV contest, where they go into Vegas and beat the Rebels 40-35, whether it was grinding out games with the Nevada 2-point win at home, the Colorado State 3-point win at home. They found ways to win, and that's what made them fun to watch. You knew that they were going to give themselves a chance in every game this season, which they did. And then it comes down to overtime in the Right Bowl. Lobos get the football first, kick the field goal, kind of lean on their defense, and then Jalen Smith, who had 2 ridiculous touchdown catches for Minnesota, that was different. And it's also one where you look back at a missed opportunity earlier, that 1st and goal from the 1 where the Lobos are not able to get into the end zone. That stings a bit. So there's all those elements of breaking down that game and what you saw from UNM and really how it embodied the season. But you got to a point in the year where that bowl game, set up a ton of things that, well, they didn't achieve. Now they can look to try to achieve those goals next year. But in year 1 of Jason Ack, you were 1 away from your first 10-win season since 1982. You were an overtime stop away from winning your first bowl game outside of New Mexico since 1961. It would have been the first time ever that any Lobo football team had won 7 straight games. And so you got to that moment. You were at that point. Now, there's changes coming. And now we've seen the real ones re-sign. We have seen that over social media over the last couple weeks. But the portal is going to portal. The portal is going to give it, and the portal is going to take it away. And I'm a fan of the transfer portal. Do I like if it's every single year for players bounce around? Not necessarily, but I do like the fact that, yes, you might lose some pieces, but you're able to bring in stuff and get better a lot faster. I like immediate eligibility for 2 now. Now, should it be a player have the right to transfer to 4 different places in 4 years? I don't think so. I think that there should be more guardrails, and whatever these guardrails are, they need to be discussed. You started to see some movement with at least moving the football transfer portal back. You're always going to have some opt-outs in bowl season, but I think so far it's been pretty darn good, and especially look at the game on Saturday with the North Texas team coming in with their head coach, Eric Morris, going to Oklahoma State. They could be frustrated, just losing the AAC title game to Tulane, seeing Tulane getting his College Football playoff. So you could have had all the marquee players just decide, you know what, I'm done. But they didn't do that. And they played, and it was a phenomenal game. If you watch it, it was just all the offense. It was like you were playing a video game out there Saturday night at the Athletic New Mexico Bowl, but that's what you got. And so they got the portal window in a better spot for now when it comes to football. So you're slowly seeing some of these changes to react to the floodgates that were opened with college football. But for me, when it comes to looking at who the Lobos had locked in for their bowl game, they had everything. And right now, it's you're going to see players into the portal. What we know, sure, of names in there. Daniel Hughes, the punter, put himself in the transfer portal. You have some offensive linemen that didn't get a lot of playing time this year. Travis Gray, Jordan Mora in there. Aiden Valdez, a tight end, going in the transfer portal. He was behind Dorian Thomas and Cade Keith and Simon Mappa in that tight end rotation. You saw Randolph Kapai put his name in the portal. He did not play in the Rape Bowl, but he has no eligibility left. He would have to get a waiver to continue playing. But I think a lot of these players believe that they can play 7-8 years just getting waiver after waiver after waiver, because that's all we're seeing right now. That's something that has to be figured out with moving forward for everyone of what counts for JUCO years, what counts in terms of if you play professional overseas and you come and play college basketball, that's Lobo's starting center. And then how does that factor in here in the United States? Because there was a story that picked up some momentum over the last few days. There's a player that played 8 NBA games. 8 NBA games. He's been in a G League, been on 2-way contracts, but appeared in 8 NBA games and was looking at playing college basketball. So that's what we got to figure out is, does pro basketball overseas equal playing pro basketball in the United States? Because with some of the decisions that have been made, with who's playing college athletics, like that one's wild. So it's still the wild west when it comes to that. But when you look at the portal giveth, the portal taketh away, just seeing everyone locked in for Lobo football, I think it was a good way to end the season, and for them to fight to the very end, go to Minnesota against overtime. It's what you wanted to see as a Lobo fan. When we come back on the other side, I do want to talk about the reactions to the New Mexico Bowl, Lobo fans showing up and showing out, and how this was a win-win for everyone this weekend. UNM going to Phoenix to play their bowl game, and then Athletic New Mexico hosting North Texas and San Diego State, and how it worked out for all parties involved. 505-246-0610 is the Sports Animal text line for you to get involved in the show this morning. You can also send me an email, jj@sportsanimalabq.com. It is a Lobo landslide on this Monday morning, just recapping the football season, what Jason Eck and company were able to do. Then, of course, the conversation about the athletic director position with Fernando Lobo. All the reports are pointing towards him becoming the new AD at the University of Colorado. But when we come back on the other side, why this weekend was a win-win for football fans in the state of New Mexico. It's opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Come together to provide you the support.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744. Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, With 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gala Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico.
Here on a Monday morning, happy holidays, everyone. Hope the week was fun and final few days of 2025, and the news does not stop. We're talking about the athletic director position at the University of New Mexico if they need to hire a new one. If indeed Fernando Lobo is on his way to Boulder, what will that look like? The state of UNM athletics, Lobo football season overall, finishing off with a 3-point loss in the Rape Bowl on Friday, and we have plenty of NFL stuff to get into with playoff spots being locked in. Win or go home game next Sunday night for a division title between the Steelers and Ravens. Ton of stuff on deck for you this morning. 505-246-0610 Sports Animal text line for you to get involved. The only reason I'm not saying hotline, y'all, is I'm producing and co-hosting. I can't answer the phone right now. It's look behind the scenes, y'all. Won't be able to get you on the phone, but I want to get your text messages in. Get your emails, jj@sportsanimabq.com. I'm discussing all these things this morning. But I want to hit why this weekend was a win for football fan and Lobo fans with UNM going to the Rape Bowl. And you want to talk about timing. And timing hasn't been on your side for Bronco Mendenhall and Fernando Lobo. Now, the Mendenhall situation, you are in a lot better place with Jason Eck than Bronco Mendenhall. That one worked out in your favor. It hurt in the moment. You were throwing things against the wall. You were saying cut football. You were saying drop the FBS. You know, all the stuff that happens when you get hurt as a sports fan. You're done with everything. Flip it. Basketball only, move on. That worked out for him. You know, Fernando Lobo, he's done a lot of good in 13 months. And this, again, timing of the CU job opening up, him being a person of interest, and it looks like those roads are coming together. Timing, right? And the timing for Lobo football. Iowa State voted to not play a bowl because Matt Campbell took the Penn State job. Thus, that opened a spot. The Rape Bowl was interested in what the Lobos could bring to the table. And know a lot of you like to take shots at this Light of New Mexico Bowl, which we'll get there. But the bowl directors had conversations. And UNM came up, and Jeff Symbieta is confident in his bowl game. And yes, did it hurt ticket sales? Absolutely. Absolutely it hurt ticket sales. But he talks with the Rape Bowl folks, and they're like, hey, we're going with UNM. Looks like the direction that works for us. Like, all right. This Light of New Mexico Bowl pivot gets a fantastic game, which people absolutely enjoyed if they were watching it. And here we are. Timing of it. But I think it worked out well, because if the Lobos just played in the New Mexico Bowl, and by the way, if something's in New Mexico, it doesn't mean it's bad. That is a habit all of us has to get over. You grew up with it and you kick it out of your mind. If the Lobos just ended up in the New Mexico Bowl, there would have been a ton of resentment toward that bowl game for no reason whatsoever. Because that bowl game has gone 20 years strong without the Lobos being the focal point of it. Would ticket sales have been good? Yes. Would they have been better than other years? Of course. That's what happened. But the Atlanta New Mexico Bowl has been able to put good matchups together and get these games because of what Jeff and his crew did. And this was a good move. Is it frustrating hearing so many people that didn't want the Lobos in the New Mexico Bowl? It was. But you take a step back, and it worked out. the timing of Iowa State saying no thank you opened the door for the Lobos to walk in. And Lobo fans showed up and showed out. And that looked great. And then that made it worthwhile. The people that were able to get to Phoenix, the people that enjoyed that game on Friday afternoon, it worked out. And so Lobo fan was happy. And then for this New Mexico Bowl, it hurt ticket sales, of course. The fact that it rained for the first time all December, yeah. But nationally, the people tuned in that watched that game, and outside of the CFP, was the Pop-Tart Bowl, which you saw on Saturday, which was BYU and Georgia Tech, and North Texas and San Diego State. Were the only bowl games with teams that had 20 combined on. And so, yeah, the Lobos would have helped smash ticket sales for this New Mexico. But what happened in bowl season worked out. Lobo fans, you got an opportunity, and you showed up and showed out for it. Now, you should have bought tickets to UNM. Now, UNM might lose tickets on this because all y'all went through third-party sites. Now, UNM had some issues maybe first 24 hours. But you were there. It looked great. Players felt it. Coach acknowledged it. And then for this New Mexico Bowl, getting the game that they got, it worked out. Because you didn't need resentment building to the bowl game if the Lobos just played in the Mexico Bowl, which they don't do every year. They act like that game is just there for them to fall back into. And it's not. It worked out. And that is a huge step. The way Lobo fans showed up this year for the home games, the way Lobo fans showed up in the bowl game. This community can do multiple things. You can have multiple sports entertainment options and be successful at it. And this week showed that. Wish the weather was a little bit different. You can't control the weather, but you can control your passion as a sportsman. 505-246-0610 Sports Animal text line for you this morning. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com is the email. We'll have Ned James hop on. He's going to give us a phone call. I do want to get his thoughts on Lobo football this season and how he feels moving forward when it comes to the next athletic director at the University of New Mexico. Jeff Grammer going to join us at 9 o'clock as we'll talk through some of the details on Fernando Lobo's contract, what his buyout would look like, and then just kind of the trickle-down effect of the rest of the coaches across the department with Fernando Lobo leading, and given the fact he has his hands in so many of those hires in just 13 months. And then from a university perspective, what does UNM do with the president and AD positions that need to be filled right now? It's the opening drive. You can catch us on ProView Networks and right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Boswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
Opening Drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal. Here's Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Coming out of a holiday week, another one midweek, just bringing in the New Year final few days of 2025. What is due? Thanks for hanging out with us on this Monday morning. Whether you're back at work, you're just waking up, enjoying a few more days off, whatever it may be, we appreciate you hanging out with us in a very busy time all of a sudden for Lobo Athletics. JJ Buck with you this morning. Adrian holding it down on ProView Networks. Of course, Jeff Symbieta taking a few days to relax. Actual vacation days for Jeff Symbieta. Hat tip to him and his team for the 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. It was an unbelievable contest. So, as of now, the most yards combined, the most points combined between two teams in bowl season was North Texas and San Diego State. And what I liked about it is everyone showed up. There were a couple opt-outs on the Aztec defense. They had injury to the quarterback. Bert Emanuel Jr., where did that dude come from before he got hurt? 170 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns in under a half of play. It was a wild game where it was all about the run game. Expecting more passing out of North Texas, but man, those two running backs, the freshman running backs, Bray and Hawkins, were phenomenal. But also Lobo football on Friday, overtime, battling Minnesota in the Rafe Bowl, a 2017 loss. My partner all season long on the UNM Sports Radio Network, and our friend Ned James joins us now this morning. Ned, what is up, man? How you doing?
Hey, JJ, I'm doing great. Hey, great job this weekend. You don't get enough credit, man. You do a lot for the university as far as broadcasting, and you did a wonderful job on the game, on the Rafe Bowl, and also on the New Mexico Bowl, which I knew would be a great game, and that turned out to be a great game too. So we got to see, 2 great football games, and that was great to see during bowl season. I'm sure the fan base here got their fill of football over the holidays, and I just think it was great. But doing great.
I appreciate that, man. It was a lot of fun this year to have the opportunities that we did. We're getting a step up in broadcast for Global football games with Robert Portnoy and Dontrell Moore doing some TV work. So appreciate your work, as always, and of course, everyone with UNM Sports Radio Network to give us those opportunities with Playfly Sports. But, the game Friday, we thought it was going to be a close game. We expected both teams to maybe struggle some offensively. But, man, I was just impressed all afternoon with what Minnesota was able to do in their defensive front seven.
Yeah, and people get confused sometimes when there's a great defensive battle. That was really a good defensive battle. Both Nowitzki and the defense of Minnesota played outstanding. Football, the special teams, which I always talk a lot about, was very influential in that game. I just thought, the big special teams kickoff return and the fake punt that we got stuffed on, I thought those were two critical pieces in that game, and just a fun game to watch, and especially a fun game to call.
Yeah, it was, and for the Lobos, it's what we saw from them all season long. It was just the ability to find whatever way needed to stay in a game. In this case, it was leaning on their defense because they were struggling to create explosive plays offensively, getting that huge kickoff return from Damon Bankston. And I think that's one of the things that impressed me the most about UNM is, we saw them win a shootout against UNLV. We saw them, win some fourth quarter tough games against whether it was Nevada or Colorado State. What do you think it was that this team was able to maintain that type of play all season long, which is tough to do, which is, win multiple ways, but be able to have yourself in every one of those games?
I think it starts at the top. It starts with the leader, Jason Eck. I think what Eck's plan was, as far as his defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, and special teams coordinator, he hit it out the park. All three phases of this team were clicking on all cylinders. That's what gave us those 9 wins during the season. I thought he did a great job of managing not only the games but practices and just keeping the guys and the team and the culture what it was. And all those things, those are the things that create great teams. When you have all 3 phases, and it takes the whole culture of the building. It takes support staff. It takes, us guys calling the games. People have to get along. You have to make it work from a management standpoint for all those things to work efficiently. And I just thought he did a great job with that. It's unfortunate we're going to lose John Johnson because I really thought he did a great job with these running backs. I mean, Eck was going to run the ball. I talked about that all year. Those offensive line guys, and he said something that was prophetic, I thought, early in the year when he said, hey, offensive linemen would rather move forward than to move back, which is, talking basically about the passing game and the running game. And so it kind of let me know that he was going to run the ball, and they ran the ball efficiently this year. And so I think a lot of that had to do with, his comfortability with the quarterback. A lot of people, with the quarterback situation, and a lot of people, it gets way too much scrutiny and way too much hype when you win and praise. But I think the trust that he had with his quarterback and sticking with him when a lot of people might have thought maybe you could find a little bit better talent at that position, I thought was key and critical because I think, the quarterback was just such a tremendous leader, I thought, all year, even when you watch him in practice. And so I just thought the whole fit with Jason Eck was the reason why this team was really able to really produce at the level they produced, and I just thought it was just fantastic the way it all came together in the end.
Yeah, you'd never guessed that Ned James was a quarterback in his past life, the way he talks about the quarterback position sometimes, but he's joining us this morning on the opening drive, and I think that was really important this year for the Lobo offense is the way that, Jack Lane had the understanding of it to be the coach on and off the field that he was, and to be able to understand the system, where to go with the football. Maybe at times, he had to be forced by the coaches to make some throws, which that's their job to do. But also, James Lopestein coming in, running hard late in the season. They were able to kind of add just enough in different areas throughout the year offensively.
Yeah, I always joke too. I said if Jason Eck would put the punter back there if he thought the punter could get yards rushing the ball. So to find Lopestein and what his value was to this offense was just a testament to the head coach knowing exactly what his philosophy was as far as where this offense would go, and and then of course calling it up in the box all season long. And so it all just fit together. What the Lobos did offensively And then, the defense, early in the year, we just thought that, maybe they were struggling just a little bit, but then, the UCLA game and those were games after that, I thought, it picked up a little bit of momentum, and they kept that momentum throughout the year and were able to use backups and other guys to, really, really kind of propel this team. But like I've always said, JJ, I think this offense is how you self-take it. Defense is typically how you win the game, and the Nowinski did a fabulous job. But special teams is how you win championships. And this was a championship team, and it was because of the special teams. All the little tricks and gadgets we saw this year, and not only just tricks and gadgets, but you have to be sound special teams-wise. I really thought that was really the difference in this team as far as where they were able to go with punt returns and kick returns, and the fake punts and those kind of things that really helped this team in critical situations and really close-scoring games as well. So I thought it was just fantastic what we did football-wise this year. Coming in for the first year with that many new players, a lot of people were a little skeptical, didn't know what to expect. But I just, Jason Eck's confidence from day one. I mean, I remember going and talking to him and just trying to say, hey, Coach, we're with you, win, lose, or tie. Hey, we know it's going to be tough this first year. And he looked me dead in my eyes. I expect to go to a bowl game this year. And I mean, this was way back in the spring. So, I thought it was just great how, his attitude was just infectious with the crowd, with the team, with the culture in New Mexico, and just embracing everything it takes to win, because it does really take a lot to win. It's really hard to win. People, you really take it for granted. But I think he just really did an outstanding job of bringing this group together and getting wins and just getting the community just excited about this brand of football that he's brought to the University of New Mexico.
9-4 for the Lobos, a 3-point loss in overtime in the Rape Bowl on Friday. Lobo fans showed up and showed out in Phoenix. And I think it was a weekend that worked out well for football fans here in Albuquerque and around the state of New Mexico. And now, of course, the news that started trickling in on Saturday night. I know you texted me, and then I was leaving the University Stadium yesterday. A lot of Lobo workers that were working in this Let in New Mexico Bowl that were mentioning, hey, they might have a couple of phone calls over the next couple of days with Fernando Lobo being linked to the University of Colorado AD position that opened up after Rick George stepped down. And, it's timing. Sometimes you can't control when things come up in your life. But, look at Lobo coming in 13 months, and, his passion and energy was much appreciated. And I know you liked that. Yeah, he was a football guy. He understood the entire job, but his passion for football really did show.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I really did like about Lobo was that he was a football guy. But, with all that being said, he just got here, man. He barely, got to know. I mean, like you said, he didn't really visit the state until he got the job here. So, I mean, he really wasn't here that long to really, really judge him either positively or negatively, critically. And Dave Williams, I felt, and Eddie Nunez before that, I mean, I thought they were instrumental in picking the head football coach, Jason Eck, because they would have hired Jason Eck a year. The Bronco Mendenhall was kind of a panic hire, I thought. I thought they were targeting Jason Eck back then when they hired Bronco. And then, of course, the basketball coach, Eddie and Dave, were basketball guys, and so they were able to pick an outstanding coach. And Eric Olin was really a great guy. I got to meet him and talk to him a little bit. And so, whether, you want to judge him critically or positively, I just don't think Fernando was here long enough. If he does, continue to stay here, I mean, then, we could start, kind of looking back on some of the positives. He did bring an energy, and I really did love the hire because you've got to think outside the box. I thought it was a great outside-the-box hire, and I think they need to do that again. You really got to go outside the box and really look to bring in someone, a young guy like that. People were really kind of hypercritical when they first hired. And then everybody fell in love because he had the energy. He changed some things on game days in football. But, the basketball stuff, I thought, Dave Williams really was instrumental in picking Eck and picking Eric Olin. And, I'm not trying to negate what Fernando brought to UNM, but, let's just keep it in perspective. I mean, he wasn't here very long, and whether positive or negative, there's some positives, there's some negatives when guys leave that quick. But at the same time, thinking outside the box, what the university did with hiring someone that young and taking that risk where a lot of people would not necessarily do that. And then, we're pretty much, on the job training guys. You guys training, and then they go, leave to go somewhere else. But, it was just great to see his energy and the fact that he was a football guy. That's what I really liked more than anything. But we barely got to know him. I mean, like I said, he was a young guy who was just kind of, getting his land legs. And I've been recently just visiting with him, and so I've gotten to know him just a little bit recently. But at the same time, he's going to another place that he feels is better than New Mexico, which I don't believe it. These places are better than New Mexico. I'm a Lobo Homer alumni, and so I really think fondly of the land of enchantment, and I think a great state is a great place to be, and I think we have great things to offer, and I think, you can see it with, the fact that, we're able to, kind of produce these kind of this kind of excitement with football and basketball. And so it'll continue here at the University of New Mexico because the fans and the people in the state really want it to be, we're the flagship school of the state, and people will support and come out as long as we, show them that we, really care about, our Lobo athletics here at the University of New Mexico.
Ned James with us, former Lobo quarterback, my partner on the UNO Sports Radio Network, and of course, friend of the opening drive. And, Ned, you look at, there's going to be change of seats in every single year, and we've seen some of the re-signings over the last couple of weeks for Lobo football. This one doesn't surprise me, but it is official this morning. Dorian Thomas, the outstanding tight end for Lobo football, had 56 catches, 560 yards, 4 touchdowns, is entering the transfer portal. I expected him to be in the portal for sure.
Yeah.
But when it comes to recruiting, do you think this staff can do it again? And that is, really get those fantastic FCS players on campus and doing what they did this past season? Because I think that, they kind of have that in where people see, hey, if the Division I offers might not be what you want, the University of New Mexico is a place you can come and show up.
You absolutely can. I mean, you've got to beat the bushes. I mean, you've got to do your homework. I mean, you have these staffs. We have these ginormous staffs. We've probably got 20 guys that are working in football, whether it's analysts, whether it's recruiting coordinators, whether it's scouts, what have you. It's a testament to the head guy. You've got to get this information. You've got to get people out there. It's going to take a little money, and we've got a little money because we've got resources now. It's revenue sharing. You've got to be able to discern who gets what and how, and then you go from there. But everybody's got the same issues. It's all around the country. I mean, nobody is immune from, guys jumping in the portal. Dorian Thomas, he had a good season. I mean, he had a good season. He's trying to capitalize on it financially. I mean, you have to deal with agents. You have to deal with attorneys and these people who are getting involved now with these young people. And, like everybody, doesn't realize 40% of these guys going in the portal are not going to get anything, or they're going to go down. So, I mean, it's a risk-reward system. I mean, guys are testing it. I think these young guys deserve what they're getting, and Dorian's going to get what people think he deserves because they're going to put the tape on, and they're going to see what the talent is. And if people are in desperate mode, they may overpay, and if not, then he'll get underpaid, and you'll have to try to figure out that as well. So, it's one of those things where, I mean, guys are going to study this for 10 years and think, wow, how is this school spending this much money, and they couldn't, they weren't getting the reward for it by winning games, even though they paid this amount of money for these players. We're going to see. We don't know yet. And a lot of things, aren't known because of disclosure laws in all these states. You don't have to really reveal how much guys are making. We don't know who's making what and how they're making it. So, it's just one of those things that down the road, they're going to have to study until we get a concrete way of evaluating the numbers. We don't know exactly what guys are offered and how much we're able to afford to pay guys at whatever level, FCS, FBS. We know certain schools are, lining their bank accounts with the fact that, hey, we're going to get $20 million just for players. But we'll see if it translates into wins. But we're in that position where we have an opportunity. We do have revenue streams, and we can't afford to pay players. So when you can do that, I mean, you have a chance to win. And so Dorian Thomas, there's another Dorian Thomas out there for us to bring in. So I'm not really too concerned with the fact that we're going to lose guys in the portal because we're going to bring guys in we're losing a good coach in John Johnson, a good recruiter. I think he brought DJ McKinney here, Sam Houston. We need to find another John Johnson. We need to find another coach like that we can bring in, who can bring us some players. And that's the key. Other than the coordinators and the assistant head coach and special teams coordinator, the other guys got to go get you some players. I mean, we've got enough guys over there in the building. You got to go find players. I mean, we can get guys to keep these positions, but these assistant coaches and these guys that are coaching scouting or recruiting coordinators and those kind of analysts, they've got to find you some players. And so that's where it's at. And I think it's a great time. It's a great opportunity. I think people will enjoy the next season, but we got to wait and see still.
He is the quarterback, Ned James. Always appreciate the time. We'll work on some of our audio issues on our end, so hopefully we can get you on the show for an extended appearance tomorrow. But always appreciate the time, man.
Yeah.
And I'll hit you up after the show about all that.
Great. Thanks for having me in today, JJ. I'll talk to you soon.
That is the quarterback, Ned James, with us this morning. It's the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal. A lot there. Of course, Dorian Thomas entering the transfer portal, and I'm on board with him. It stings, but the portal giveth, and the portal taketh away, and you got to be able to find the next man up, whether it's on the coaching staff or in the portal when players decide to leave. Continue to get your thoughts. You can hit me up on the Sports Animal text line, 505-246-0610. Send me an email. I'll hit those on the other side. I got some stuff coming in on Fernando Lobo. That is JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. It's the OD on the AM and FM right here on the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Supershore.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
No, I am. Hope all is well. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. JJ Buck with you. Got Adrian holding it down on ProView, taking your thoughts this morning. And boy, you guys are on the text line and your emails. Appreciate you guys using that this morning because I'm doing a little double duty. I'm producing and hosting. I can't really answer the phone like I would like while I'm on the air. So as of now, get your thoughts in via the text line, email, and you can also always find me on the Twitter or X now _ JJ Buck there with takes and conversation. So let's get it. Got one from Matthew at jj@sportsanimalabq.com, and he writes, Fernando Lobo hired 2 head coaches that in X case was clearly a great hire, and in Owen's case appears to be on the same through this point in the season. But can we all quit acting like he somehow did something in 12 months here? For starters, leading a large organization is a slow and methodical undertaking, not a 12-month gig. Outside of his impact in the hiring process, which frankly is luck as much as skill, I think it's unfair to our athletics department employees, including those that came before him, to try and act like he's accomplished something significant here. He didn't win any games. I understand your point about accepting that this is how athletics is these days. It's accurate. But that's my main point of contention. The state of college athletics is a microcosm of much that is wrong with our world. Anyone working in athletics knows how big these jobs are. It's a major time and life commitment. There are millions of dollars at stake, legislative influence, long-term infrastructure and financing projects, networking to influence outcomes for your programs, etc. In absolutely no scenario can someone step into one of these roles for 12 months and truly affect change. The fact that he had to make 2 hires was circumstantial, but this guy waltzed in, talked the talk, agreed to take on the challenge, and agreed to lead the department that impacts and leads hundreds of young men and women. Instead of committing to that task for a reasonable amount of time, he clearly had a wandering eye. I don't need to hear his explanation. His behavior already testified. He lacks integrity. So that's from Matt. And I understand that sentiment. And you do have a point. And we were just talking with Ned James about it. It's like the hiring that he did was good. But then it's those coaches. The coaches brought in the players. The coaches put that stuff together on the field. So we got that right. And with anything, there's always a little bit of luck involved along with skill. And I understand that. And with what was put in place, there were a lot of people working hard in that athletic department. He did add some people in certain positions, but you do have some tenured people there that absolutely have worked hard. And I understand that, and you're right on. And that's something that I have not hit on yet, but in our kind of state of UNM athletics and really state of Division I athletics in New Mexico conversation about infrastructure, about still getting people to buy in, because you need that state funding. If you're going to play college athletics, you have to be funded by your state. It's a weird business model that millions of dollars are coming in, millions of dollars are going to players, but a lot of times you're not generating millions of dollars and you need to be propped up. And that's a model across the nation, by the way, that all these schools are dealing with. But there's some really good thoughts in there from Matt on the email line. head over to the text line. Got this. Says, I'm a member of the Lobo Club, season ticket holder, and UNM alumni. The UNM athletic department wants me to increase my commitment to the department. A.D. Lobo said he had a vision for Lobo athletics. Why should I give the department more money when the AD is going to jump ship after 1 year on the job? Total hypocrisy. Understandable. And the only thing I can say is support what you're passionate about. If you're passionate about Lobo athletics, and really the players, in this case, and coaches of the teams you enjoy, whether it's a football team, that men's basketball team, which is number one for most, support that. And then, yeah, they're going to ask you for money. That's all they're going to do. They're going to ask you for more money. That's kind of what we just discussed. Like, you need money to play the game. And I understand the frustration that I was getting from a lot of people over the weekend, and that text message right there about why should I keep doing it? You should keep doing it if you're passionate about it. And maybe just focus on, all right, the powers at be, you hope they're respectful, doing good things, but if you like football, basketball, whatever it may be, support it if you're passionate about it. Oh, this is a good question. Does Lobo leaving affect future plans to change and upgrade University Stadium? It seemed he had ambitious plans that I'd love to see push forward. Hopefully not. Even with the study that they have, that should continue. You look at, who could be next in line, and yes, you're going to throw your search net out there, but I'd look, and I know Ryan Berryman is a fan favorite. He went to Washington for a year, came back to join Fernando Lobo. What was it? Almost a year ago as well. Ryan Berryman right now, the Deputy Athletic Director, Chief Operating Officer. You have Jalen Dominguez in there, another Deputy Athletic Director. His work with the Lobo Club and now in the athletic department. And then, I think someone, I don't know if she'd want to do it, but Amy Beggin loves Lobo athletics. Amy Beggin is locked in. Now, would she want to do the other stuff? And that's asking, a good coordinator to be a head coach. It's like, do you want to do the other stuff? Do you want to do less of what you enjoy? And I know in Amy's case, it's the athletes. She is phenomenal with all the student athletes and doing everything that needs to be done for eligibility, making sure that they're staying on track, making sure that the student portion of the student athlete stuff gets done. She's awesome. But I don't know if she'd want to do all the other stuff that comes with it, where you go from being a great coordinator to then being a head coach, and you have the responsibilities, right? You got your media obligation. Got to do this interview. You got to do that interview. You got to travel here. You got to shake hands. You got to go up to Santa Fe. Yeah, absolutely, and all those things that were mentioned by Matt in his email of how can you really make an impact or build those relationships in just a year. So we have a lot more text messages to hit from you, 505-246-0610. I'd love your thoughts via text message this morning. Hopefully get a producer in here shortly, and then we can open up the phone lines, and then you can voice your opinion. You can hit me up on the X_JJ Buck. You can find me via an email to jj@sportsanimalabq.com. More on UNM Athletics, the football team, the season, and what's going on with Fernando Lobo. We'll have Jeff Grammer join us at 9 o'clock, see if he has any updates on this fluid situation with the athletic director position at UNM and University of Colorado. It is the opening drive here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is brought to you by
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. on ProView Networks.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
Friday afternoon, you showed out at Chase Field, looked great on the broadcast, and this football program was so much fun to watch this season. And now moving forward, Coach Eck is here. He is the head football coach of the Lobos going to next season. Got Eric Olin rolling headfirst into Mountain West play. Lobos will take on Boise State tomorrow night. We'll talk with Sheriff Grammar Camp at 9 o'clock about all of this, Lobo basketball, and the search for a new AD, if indeed the stories are true. JJ Buck with you this morning. 505-246-0610 Sports Animal Hotline for you as well. Behind the scenes there, I'm producing and also hosting, so I can't answer the phones when I'm talking in the microphone right now. So if you could send me a text message right now this morning, and then of course hit me up on the email jj@sportsanimalabq.com or on the X_JJ Buck. Love to get your thoughts because they're coming in hot and heavy this morning. This one says, JJ, you're too nice. As a Lobo fan, this is becoming frustrating. You have a platform to be letting your voice out against the administration, against the state government. This is how you lose fans. You build them up just to tear them back down. When Eck leaves, imagine how much more harder it will be for the next coach to keep the fans that Eck brought back. Basketball will always be basketball, but football has been rough. That's understandable. I'm not necessarily trying to be too nice. I just have a view of the situation where it doesn't cut me as deep. What's the other one? We don't need a pity party. It's the pity parties for me. I'm not trying to, be nice or a pity party. I'm also just trying to say at this point in time, if you're a Lobo fan, you're frustrated. This is the state of college athletics. This is the level you're at. And it's never going to change. Now, I can't push back on the one and done. Now, the one and done, benefited you for football because Jason Eck was a better football coach for this community than Brock Warner. The athletic director position coming in and bouncing after that with everything that's involved, yeah, that's frustrating. At least you have some good people in place that have been here for a little while in the athletic department that can hold serve and help keep things together. The coaches are going to leave. And when Eck leaves, it's going to stink. And you hope that he does enough and fans don't become too frustrated with the situation to where they don't want to support it moving forward, that there's something to build off. But a coach is going to leave. Now, you just don't expect it after a year. You don't expect an athletic director to leave after a year. I'm not trying to be too nice. Because if you're upset and frustrated, you have the right to be upset and frustrated. Let it out. Send your messages. Talk about it. Do you want to invest in this? Is this even for you anymore? Those are fair questions. But for me, it's if you like it, support it. But I know a lot of people are then asking, well, why should I keep supporting it? If this many people, impactful people, your head football coach, your athletic director, are going to be one and done for you. I think all of you understand that at some point in time, successful coaches, and at this point athletes, are going to leave. But just when they do it after a year, that's pretty rough. So 505-246-0610 Sports Animal Hotline. Yes, I said hotline because we do have our super producer here showing up as he is saving the day for us this morning here on the opening drive. So we'll take this break, come back, still have your thoughts on the text line. We'll be able to take your phone calls this morning. We got Jeff Grammer coming up at 9 o'clock. It is the opening drive right here on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of celebrity green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
This is a place steeped in tradition. We celebrate our culture, our land, and our game. Tradition so unique, it's impossible to ignore its lasting legacy. A legacy of work, of success. This year, December 27th, we celebrate one of New Mexico's great legacies. The 20th annual Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Be there to celebrate one of our state's great traditions, where college football legacy reigns supreme. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl. Legacy in every play.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
They have a Board of Regents meeting scheduled for this morning, and so many moving pieces within that. But how you feeling, Lobo fan? 505-246-0610, Sports Animal Hotline and text line. JJ Buck with you this morning. Got the super producer Bob Walpo in house, so we can take phone calls now.
Yes, and we have JD on the line.
What's up, JD? How you doing this morning?
Good morning. First off, JJ, good job for staying in there by yourself this morning. Way to show commitment and strength and resiliency, man. And that kind of ties into what we're talking about in a way, because first let me talk about the bowl game. I was a little disappointed we were so offensively inept, even though we were close. And throughout the year, I thought the coaching staff made great decisions. They called certain plays at the right time, great execution. And I even thought that was kind of missing, and they were kind of pressing, and they made up some stuff that just didn't work. So, great season overall, but I thought they had a good chance to win that game. And then the situation with Fernando Lobo, man, I was really excited for him. He brought great energy and passion. You saw him in the stands with the kids at the games. You saw him at Louis Lane. He was instrumental in getting, I think, Eck and Olin here. But when they signed that contract extension with Eck and they put that clause in there that his buyout goes down if Lobo's not there, in hindsight, you're looking at it going, was he looking at that time to leave? And you've got to be able to finish a job. And that's the thing about all this that just cuts me, is if you sign a contract for 5 years, you ought to stay for 5 years, because in 5 years, there will be other jobs open, right? It's like a fan. Like, if I wanted to go to Texas Tech because they're having good football and basketball, do I switch my allegiance? No. I'm committed here, and this is what I'm going to do. And that's why it really hurts. I think it will affect Eck in the long run. I think they are committed to the community. But Jackson's got one more year, and then they got to think about their middle-aged kid if they want to pull him out of school again. Maybe we get 2 more years out of Eck, maybe just 1 more. I don't know. I think Olin and basketball is separate. You can run that basketball thing separately, and I think he's here for a while. He's already been through a rebuilding of a program, and I think he can stay for a while. But yeah, for Fernando Lobo to leave like this after just 1 year, man, I think it really stinks. So that's all I got, guys. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right, JD, appreciates you, and those are good thoughts. And I can't push back or argue against just 1 year if you're feeling frustrated. Now, I love if it was successful working out, you were able to keep coaches 4 or 5 years at a time. Absolutely. But we know that part of the game usually not the way it works. And here's the thing. This is a spot UNM hasn't been in a long time. And that is where success is leading to opportunity. Where the Lobos have been, you've been wanting to get rid of a coach. Because year 3, year 4, it's too long. You want none of that. Now we're at a point where you can keep a coach 3 or 4 years. And that's a credit to just what Jason Eck and company were able to do in 1 year. We'll see what happens with Eric Olin. But, Richard Pitino put in what is like a gigantic stint, it feels like. 6 years. Like that feels like forever in college athletics these days. So I can't push back. you're upset, you're frustrated as a fan, a one and done from your athletic director, and you're questioning investment. You know, when someone is asking you to invest, well, why should I keep investing if those people don't? Well, I don't necessarily think they don't care, because if they come in, do a job, and this is more so on coaches now, because I think people are kind of pointing out, like, Lobo brought energy. He hired a good football coach which worked out in year one. Unbelievable. Eric Olin looking good so far. But, you know, that's what people are pointing out. You know, what were you really able to do in 12 to 13 months? The text line, once again, let's look at in college athletics, the environment with no limits on spending. New Mexico being one of the poorest states will always be at a disadvantage. We need spending limits and salary caps, not anything else. Not an anything goes. Yes. You know, there's supposed to be that with the revenue share. You can share up to $22 million of your athletics budget. But then, you know, there's still NIL deals. There's still the third-party transactions that are going down, that if you have the big-time boosters that are coming in, they're always going to be on the outside looking in. Oh, sorry, there's been a lot of Gremlins, man, going on as we keep talking about YouTube audio, so sorry about that. Just doing what we can this morning. It's like the computer decided to update itself in there on a holiday weekend when you don't have any engineers involved, and there you go. So apologies about that. But still got a lot from you. Calls. Got Jeff Grammer coming up as well to discuss this situation. 505-246-0610 Sports Animal Hotline and text line for you. Got to take this top of the hour break. We'll get back to you here shortly. We have Jeff Grammer coming up next. It's the opening drive right here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS Network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Fandom with players, and who do you root for, and players coming and going each year. And now all of a sudden we're dealing with it in a sense of you're a one-and-done football coach. Well, that actually worked out in your favor because Jason Eck was much better for this community and the football program than potentially a one-and-done AD, and it just changes the way you have to operate. And all I can say is, in sports, the only lifetime contracts are fans. And even some of you are questioning that. Players, coaches, administrators, general managers, they're going to come and go. Usually it's not necessarily a one-and-done situation, which I understand that frustration, but the lifetime contract is you as a fan. And all I can say, I'm going to tell you how to be a fan. No, I'm saying support what you're passionate about. If you're passionate about Lobo Athletics, even if you're frustrated, support Lobo Athletics. Support football, support basketball, support cross country, whatever you enjoy, support it. Have that passion. But there is a conversation of what's next and where is it going. It's JJ Buck with you this morning. Jeff Symbieta relaxing just a little bit, I'm sure, after the Atlanta New Mexico Bowl, the 20th annual Atlanta New Mexico Bowl on Saturday night in North Texas and San Diego State. What a game.
We would like to thank the following
contest. We had the Rape Bowl on Friday, and this man never gets a break. I know what that's like. It is Jeff Grammer, the Albuquerque Journal, joining us this morning. What's up, Jeff? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm just relaxing a little bit. Not much going on for me. So
you were even covering an extra football game on Saturday night, and then about the third quarter, I know my phone started getting some text messages. Didn't really notice what was going on, and then I looked down. And I was like, okay. And then I was leaving the stadium. It bumped into a couple UNM people, and they were like, yeah, we might be on the phone over the next few days. What did you think when that stuff started to trickle down Saturday?
Well, I can't. I won't pretend to say I had any idea the Colorado thing was specifically what was going on, but it was weird that Fern wasn't there. That Fernando wasn't at the game at the New Mexico Bowl on Saturday. I texted with a couple people asking where he was. If he was just home with family, relaxing or whatever, and nobody seemed to really know where he was. So I knew something weird was going on, but I was just trying to figure out what that meant for, something that UNM was going on or what that meant. But, didn't think a whole lot of it until I saw, like most people, the Ross Dellinger report come across on social media, and then the D1 Ticker, for those that don't know, is a sort of an industry newsletter, and I saw the email come across about that, and it was really just citing Ross's post on social media that CU was targeting, and Ross Dellinger from Yahoo Sports is a guy who doesn't really use the targeting term unless it's pretty much a done deal. Then it all, I got up and I left. I actually wasn't there at the end of the New Mexico Bowl, which was disappointing. But obviously this is sort of, the nature of college athletics, and we are where we are because it is an industry full of ambitious people, and they want to move on to the next job, and a lot of people want to kind of internalize that as a New Mexico thing. New Mexico can't keep people, and and this and that. But you can look across the industry, and it's that there are other like-minded or like-level programs like the University of New Mexico that aren't in the Power Conference that have some sort of long run of success of keeping ambitious young athletic directors and coaches either. So it's not really as much a New Mexico thing and internalize this as a what are we doing wrong? We're never going to be this or we're never going to be that. It is just an industry thing.
Yeah, the industry is ever evolving, and the focus the last few years, we've been all on the players and the portal and revenue shared, and now it's the fallout and the mid-major universities, the Group of 5 universities having to deal with the timing of it. It's rough, and I understand it. Been getting a lot of Lobo fans that are frustrated at a potential another one and done situation. But you look at the state of UNM athletics right now, and it had some good questions come in this morning about the study that they were doing on the stadium, the push forward, is all that stuff going to still be there? Because there's some good points that people have brought up, and yeah, you can look at the coaching hires for Fernando Lobo, then check 2 big boxes of football and basketball so far, but it's the ability to build the relationships needed to get that sustainable funding that I think some folks are wondering about.
I think what the lawmakers basically are going to have to ask themselves was our relationship with Fernando Lobo, or was our relationship or what we kind of bought into about helping the University of New Mexico and New Mexico State University. Again, I think people can focus their frustration on Fernando specifically, and that's fine. I'm not going to tell anybody not to be frustrated with him for leaving. But anybody that Fernando convinced to have that relationship, I think the question is, were they building that relationship with this guy, Fernando Lobo, who they had just met? Or are they building this relationship because they did buy into the vision? He was very successful in sort of articulating to people about what University Stadium could be and what Aggie Memorial Stadium maybe could be down in Las Cruces, what those things could be for this state and for fans. Because if they were just buying into him anyway, well then, I kind of question maybe where their passion and where their faith was being placed in the first place. He wasn't selling himself. He was selling University of New Mexico and this and that. And the same thing Jason Eck's doing. Jason Eck isn't really, while he has been the perfect fit and the perfect season, what Jason Eck's success was in terms at least of building the community support was tapping into the community that was already there, right? It was saying, look, you guys are a special group, and the Real Ones campaign is about, this isn't for everyone. But he's not telling everybody to buy into me. He's telling people to buy into this vision of UNM. And UNM fans are going to be there regardless of who the head coach is or who the AD is. Now, they get frustrated, yeah, but I think the biggest question right now is we have to come to terms with who as fans are we buying into? Are we buying into the UNM Lobos, or are we buying into this guy named Fernando Lobo who came from the University of Texas, or are we buying into a guy named Jason Eck who just 12 months ago we had never heard of? Yeah, we appreciate their success, but I think the passion and the fandom sometimes gets too directed at a person as opposed to the overall kind of institution of what fandom used to be, which is just I root for in Wisconsin, I root for the Green Bay Packers no matter who's playing, and I root for this program no matter who's playing, and that's sort of what I think the bigger question is as frustrated as fans can be with all this. The question kind of comes down to who are you rooting for in the first place.
Yeah, and that's what I've been discussing this morning is if you're passionate about it, support it. You can be frustrated with the names that come and go, but if you're a Lobo fan, be a Lobo fan. And
yeah,
it's if you like football, you like basketball, just continue to support it because people are always going to come and go. And I just got this on the text line. Lobo is fake. He used UNM for a stepping stone. Well, yeah, but do I think it's fake? I don't think it's fake. What was UNM used as a stepping stone? Yes, it was.
Yeah, I think he was genuine about everything he did this past year. And I think he was genuine because if everything he was selling and trying to get people to buy into and all the accomplishments that he was trying to get for UNM, I think he was genuine in that if he accomplished all those things, he was going to get his next big job. I mean, the guy was 36 when he got this job. He got his first athletic director job at the age of 36. And if anybody really was thinking that at 36 he had found his destination, spot in his very first athletic director job in a state he had never been to before, well, then I think there was some sort of Pollyanna kind of thing going on in a lot of people's minds about what the college athletics industry is. This shouldn't be a huge shocker. It can hurt, but it really, really shouldn't be a huge shocker. He had a tremendous year. In fact, even if Fernando Lobos stuck around, I would tell you it would be he'd be hard pressed to repeat in 2026 the year he had in 2025. But remember, too, a lot of that was set up for him to succeed. A lot of that athletic director success, or athletic department success, was sort of built already for him to succeed, including the Learfield points championship that they got, or the best group of five rating that they got, like the track program that got all those points. All that was sort of built for him. Now, he did hire Eric Olin. He did those kind of things. But, Pitino and UNM basketball last year are what set the record-setting fundraising push when they made it back for the NCAA tournament for the second year. It wasn't Lobo football a year ago that was killing it fundraising-wise. Remember, as good as Bronco Mendenhall and as much optimism as there was around Bronco, he did have a losing season, and the attendance was still awful. So it wasn't like people were buying in financially then. Everything kind of got rolling with people that were here set up to help Fernando succeed. Now, he took the baton and finished the last leg of the relay really, really well. He did tremendous. But, Eddie Nunez and Dave Williams kind of had a hand in setting this up. Richard Pitino had a hand in setting this up, and all the people that came before. And they've all moved on, and people still had a pretty fun year this past year when all these people left. So I guess the point is, when you're a good program, when you're not just a one-year wonder, when you're a good program, you're built to sustain these kind of things. And we'll see. The next AD could be a disaster, could not be a disaster. But there's no reason to overreact right now as to what may happen when a year ago or a year and a half ago when Eddie Nunez left, people were having the same kind of reaction, like, oh, great, what's going to happen now? He moved on to the Big 12, and what's left of UNM now that Mountain West is going for naught, and this and that, and people were pretty worried then. Well, it turned out pretty good for people, so maybe that happened again, maybe not, but we kind of got to wait and see.
Jeff Graham, Albuquerque Journal, joining us. We got some more questions coming in. You able to stick around one more segment, man? Because people got some questions for us that I think are going to be interesting when it comes to the new Mountain West. And of course, we'll sneak in some basketball as well for you. Jeff Kramer is going to hang out with us one more segment. You're listening to The Opening Drive right here on 95.9 FM, AM 610, The Sports Center.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234.
Last week, it was a wild ride, and Bob knows he was with me on Monday, and goodness gracious, I got through that show on Monday, and I was out for a few days. So, just luckily to enjoy Christmas Eve and Christmas with the fam. Hopefully you guys are able to do the same. Had a busy weekend. We had the Rape Bowl on Friday, Saturday, New Mexico Saturday, and then, of course, the Fernando Lobo stuff, which opens the door to just the state of UNM athletics. We got Jeff Grammer from the Albuquerque Journal joining us this morning. And Jeff, when you look at the state of the Mountain West Conference, we got this question on the text line. It says, where do you both of you rank the new Mountain West among the group of 5? And, you know, that's a question that can be weighted differently if you're talking football and or basketball. But if I'm looking at it from a football perspective now, you have your Power 4 kind of in a, the area of their own. But I think it might go AAC, Pac-12, Sun Belt, and then the Mountain West Conference. The conference is going to stay in that. Because I think the Pac-12 is just what the Mountain West is now. The new Mountain West is a bit of a step back. And, the AAC, we see them in Tulane, North Texas, is there. How do you feel about kind of where they are?
Yeah, I think the question is the Sun Belt, right? James Madison obviously kind of carrying the torch there, and a couple good programs that have had some good years the last couple of years. So, competing with the Sun Belt, I think, is sort of where this goes. Now, I don't know who the marquee program in the Mountain West is going to be in football. New Mexico sure would hope that it takes that spot. But let's be kind of harshly realistic. It's been one good year, so let's see if they repeat it. I think they will. But between UNLV and New Mexico, those 2 programs are positioned to be just fine, right, for next year. It's sort of the rest, right? Now, there are some bad teams in the Sun Belt at the bottom, some real bad teams. I'm looking at the standings right now, and, Georgia State is 1-11 and 0-8 in league play. And anyway, there's some bad teams that are bringing them down. So the question is twofold, really. Is what do you consider the best the group of five? Are you just looking at the one that has a chance to get the CFP, which is probably what a lot of people look at? Well, all that takes is one or two really good teams at the top to have a really good record, potentially go undefeated in their schedule, at least in their league, and then have a chance to get into the playoffs. Or are you looking at an overall kind of conference league? I think overall the Mountain West might still be better than the Sun Belt because some of those bottom teams. But at the top, you're going to have to be one or two teams. UNLV and New Mexico are going to have to be competing with the Boise State and the James Madisons of the Sun Belt and those kind of teams to get in the CFP. So the question kind of, where does it rank? I think depends on how you want to rank it. If you want to say the best group of five league is the one that gets a team into the CFP, well then you only need one or two good teams. If you want the entire league to be better, I do think this drops down in the conversation with the Sun Belt, but I do think overall it's still better than Conference USA and the MAC.
So I do like this question. It's part of the larger text. I'm just going to kind of take out the texture that I don't get how UNM can't get an invite to New Pac-12, but other schools come for our coaches anyway.
I think the real easy answer there is that this is a kind of a tweener program right now, right? The investment isn't there to retain coaches financially, or athletic directors financially, but everything else is sort of in place, and that's sort of what I was saying in that last segment about Fern kind of took the baton and ran with it and did wonderful, but everything is in place here. There are solid facilities. There is good fan support here if you could figure out how to tap into it. Really the one missing component here is the fact that, and there's a good media market here as well, size-wise, I'm not talking about the fact that those are outstanding
the fact
local
that Jeff
beat writers.
Brammer is in the market, yes. Yes.
So I just think that everything's in place here to be a really good group of five level program, except the financial component, really, and that's even coming around. It's not like New Mexico's. Remember, if we're talking basketball, there's 365 teams. If we're talking football, there's 130 of them out there at FBS level. New Mexico isn't at the bottom funding-wise, so you can knock out a whole bunch of those financially, but to compete at a higher level or to compete at keeping people like Fern and coaches and stuff like that, there's still a gap to sort of close to be able to keep those people long term.
Jeff Brammer, Albuquerque Journal, joining us this morning, a man that wears many different hats, not just the beat reporter for Lobo, man, basketball, but you did it, great stuff with John Ryder's up season with the Lobo post-game shows. Got a chance to catch some of that when I got done on the UNM Sports Radio Network, so you're all over it. Of course, this stuff with Fernando Lobo and the athletic director, but from a UNM standpoint, they do have some good people in place. In the athletic department that have been here for a little bit are definitely locked in, and I've ran down some of those names, so they'll be able to keep the shit moving forward. But with the resident stuff for the university, the AD, what do you think the process is?
So that's the question, right? That's what the Board of Regents here is going to have to decide, because ultimately they probably will give the guidance on this. Technically speaking, the president, Terrence Stokes, can make a hire whenever she wants, because the vice president is part of her cabinet, essentially, vice president for athletics. So I tend to think that she will make the hire. I don't think they're going to go interim until July when she steps down and then replace her with the new president and then start an athletic director search for the new president. I tend to think, because this all just happened 1 year ago where they did a national search, they have an idea of sort of where they were going had Fernando not taken the job. I kind of think that I'm leaning towards, and this is speculation, I'll let me preface that and just be safe with that. I tend to think that they're going to let Stokes hire the next athletic director before she steps down in July, and frankly, I think that there is a decent chance that it will be an internal hire. I think that look at the pieces in place. The pieces in place right now are Fernando. One of the first things he did was he brought Ryan Berryman back from Washington. Jalen Dominguez has been spearheading 6 consecutive years of record-setting fundraising growth at the Lobo Club. Both of those have expressed interest in being the athletic director at UNM. Both of those candidates or internal senior, I don't know what their title is now, senior deputy AD or whatever it is. But both of those men have expressed interest in being the athletic director here, and both of them have great relationships and support from within. Casey Byers is a guy who I suppose his name will be, I don't know enough about him internally and how he's run his department, but he's a guy that everybody fell in love with the social media push this past year. Well, he's the guy behind that. He's the guy that Fernando brought in. Amy Began certainly has put in some time and is a lifer at UNM that loves this place too. So I think there's some internal candidates that they will give, I guess, a lot of consideration to. And I think it kind of comes at a time when you're getting the calls, you're getting texts. People feel scorned about outsiders coming in and using this as a stepping stone. Well, if you feel scorned about outsiders using this as a stepping stone, you have some internal candidates who not only are from here, but want to be here and want to be here long term. And frankly, their resumes tell you they look like they might be just as qualified as a lot of these other candidates anyway, other than maybe they don't have the experience at a power conference school, right? Like Fern did at Texas, or like Eddie did at LSU beforehand. So that might be the one concern, but that's why Ryan left a year ago. He went to Washington to get that, and then first chance Fern had, he brought him back. So I do think that there's some internal candidates that seem to make sense this go around, and we'll see where it goes. I think the relationships for the fundraising that we talked about, that component, those are already built with guys like Ryan Berryman and Jalen Dominguez, and even Amy Began as well. Although she's compliant, she hasn't been as involved in the fundraising part. She's been very active in every coaching search and really every decision that Fern made. She was a part of it.
Right? And that's the thing with Amy. She's awesome. And it's one of those, like, I'm not going to speak for someone, but it is that question. Like, are you ready for everything else that comes?
Right. It's the everything else part of it, right? Yeah.
Jeff Grammer with us. All right, so let's talk a little bit of basketball just right quick. I know you've already spent a chunk of your morning with us here on the opening drive this morning, but you're getting ready to head to Boise, Idaho. Might be the final time you're in Boise for a while. So enjoy extra mile.
It could be. I know. So I talked to Leon at Media Day. Leon said he'd play New Mexico again. I don't see that as likely as Colorado State extending sort of the series with New Mexico. I do think that one's going to happen. But yeah, this could be the last time for a while in Boise. I know before the game I'll definitely get over to Albertson Stadium and get a picture of that construction just so everybody knows.
It's under construction, right?
Construction in the north end zone.
Yeah, I think I heard something about that.
Right. So, but yeah, so as far as the game goes, though, Boise State, they're in an interesting spot because they have at times in non-conference looked like they weren't the team that lost to a Division II school to start the season. They looked pretty darn good at times, right? They went on the road and beat Butler. They beat St. Mary's. They had two of the best wins in non-conference for the entire conference, but they're also the same team that lost at home to a Division II school, and they squeaked by a couple other games they shouldn't have. I'll tell you this, they opened at Nevada, and I don't know for sure yet if that was let's be impressed with Nevada or maybe be a little concerned with Boise State. But Boise State's weakness, if you will, in my mind, is that they foul a little too much, and they have a hard time handling smaller, quick guards. And that would be the opening in my mind for this Lobo team, is if Dayton Auburn and Uriah Tenet can penetrate and create problems there, then maybe the Lobos can overcome the size advantage and the rebounding advantage that Boise State has. And we'll see. I do think Boise State's in that. Because there's 12 teams now, it's not 5 teams that get a bye in the Mountain West tournament. So we're talking the top 4 tier. You need to be in the top 4 to get a bye in the first round of the Mountain West tournament. And I think Boise State's so very much in the conversation for that top 4 tier, even though they started to play with the loss. But New Mexico's very much in there too. So I think this is probably as telling a game as any in the league in this tomorrow night window of 5 games.
Top 4 tier. We've been talking about it on the broadcast, and it's something that kind of needs to readjust. That top 4, you get that bye, and I think that's a good way to look at it, especially on the men and women's side right now, is that top 4 tier until we kind of see who established themselves as an early favorite in Mountain West Place. Man, I always appreciate the time, man. Thanks for hanging out with us, and great insight as always. Safe travels up out of it.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that's Jeff Grammer, Albuquerque Journal, joining us this morning on Sports Animal. Really good stuff there. A lot of insight in the conversation, and then trying to wrap your head around it. as a Lobo fan, we have more reaction from you, Sports Animal. Hotline and text line is 505-246-0610. Hit that on the other side. The OD right here on 95.9 FM, AM 610 Heat.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks. Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are one Eastern.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action.
Liverpool lost 3 points in overtime to Minnesota, but 9 wins for Jason Egg. Back in the stadium, University Stadium in Poppin at the end of the season. Lobo fans showed up, showed out Friday in Phoenix. The state of UNM Athletics reports that Fernando Lobo could be the next athletic director at the University of Colorado. Some really good stuff from Jeff Grammer discussing the situation. And as I've said throughout this morning, as a fan, if you are in a situation where someone is wanting to go, I'm not going to support you, but you also have to say, what are you doing? What do you want to continue? Are you supporting Lobo or the Lobo? JJ Buck with you this morning, 505-246-0610. Rudy, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, JJ, you hit the nail on the head. I'm giving you full credit for your quote. The only people with lifetime contracts in college sports are fans. There was never a truer statement than that. And so, I don't know, this is Fernando's third school in 14 months. Is that right?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, well, you know, they ought to just play Papa Was a Rolling Stone when they introduced him to Colorado, because that's just wrong. And it's wrong on too many levels. There's $1 million athletics job every year. So he's really now Bronco 2.0. And you criticize Bronco for doing it, and then you turn around and do the same thing. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I have a couple of observations. Number one, the same search firm that identified Jason Eck and Eric Olin is the same firm that hired Fernando Lobo. So I think we'll be okay. And my final thought is Berryman. Now on to the game. It was amazing. I have never seen that many Lobo fans reacting like that, and I think it's a good platform to jump off. As long as we have Coach Eck for at least one more year, we're in great shape. And, you know, Coach Olin's just getting started. So best of luck to the Lobos, and I'll always be in the stands supporting them.
I really appreciate your phone call. And, yeah, the energy on Friday at Chase Field. We were back here doing the UNM Sports Radio Network studio stuff, and had James, quarterback, and I, and really saw the presence on TV. You heard the Lobo fans. He showed up and showed out. But an exclamation point on the season for Lobo football. Ken, you're on the opening drive. What's up, Ken?
Hey, guys. Yeah, I could not disagree more of the premise that are you a fan of Lobo or are you a fan of the Lobos? That doesn't even make sense to me. Because I love the Lobos. And I've been through the heartache for decades and decades with this football team. And this man comes in, and, you know, the old schoolers always remember what Rocky Long said, it takes a miracle worker. Well, you know what? The miracle happened. And it took us decades and decades to see that miracle. Now, can the miracle continue? We know how hard it was and how long it took to see that miracle. It has nothing to do with being a fan of Lobo compared to the Lobos. It has to be like this man made that miracle happen. He hired Eck. He was the guy that transformed Lobo football in a year when it wasn't supposed to happen. It was a miracle that was supposed to happen, and miracles usually don't happen. It happened under this guy. That's why Lobo fans are so bummed, is because can that be recreated? Can it happen again? If Eck leaves, and, you know, under the contract, it's all about Prime right now. If Prime loses his job, then Eck is gone, in my opinion. If somehow he can convince Lobos to give him another year, then we have Eck for another year, in my opinion. But that's absolutely, I could not 100% disagree more with Jeffrey Grammer, basically saying, Lobo fans, are you a Lobo fan or are you a Lobo fan? Are you serious? We are Lobo fans first, and I was born a Lobo fan. But to see what this man did after 56 years of my life, hoping that we can compete with Big Ten schools, hoping we can go to big bowl games, hoping we have chances to win the Mountain West Conference. He did all of that in 1 year. It came to fruition in 1 year. We even understand what that means for Lobo fans in this program. If we don't, then we make comments like that. Oh, you know, you're a fan of one person. No, I'm a fan of what he accomplished, because I didn't know, I was starting to doubt that was even a chance to happen in my lifetime. And it happened. So I think it's ridiculous. I just think that we're all Lobo fans first, but to see that man come in here and realize what this program can be, and moving forward, I think we're in a better position. So I think that's how we should frame the conversation. I think the next AD will look at the Lobos and say, there's a blueprint already written by Lobo. He's handed me the keys of something that we can continue to grow. He's got the legislation on board. We got to continue to do that. He's got money maybe earmarked for these things for the Lobo Stadium, University Stadium. I can continue doing that. It is a great, great job. And I think that's how we should frame it. He left us in such a better place for the new AD to come in and say, we can do it here. Look what happened in the past year. It can be done here. So you're going to attract a lot of associate ADs out there from Ohio State, LSU, who knows where, because he came from Texas. So we can continue to develop this program with the help of a new AD. I think that's how we should frame it. So that's all I got, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, Ken, I'm with you on the feeling of wondering if it was ever going to happen. And it was the perfect storm, and everyone involved worked out. The hiring of Jason Eck, and then what Eck was able to do with his program at work. And it all goes together. You have to give Fernando Lobo credit for both. Now, Jason Eck probably gets the majority of the credit. Fernando Lobo came in, helped energize the fan base by bringing in the right people. And that's important as a leader. Is you're not going to do everything by yourself. Yes, all roads point back to Lobo, and Ken has expressed his thoughts plenty of times. I don't disagree with him. Fernando Lobo made the right decision. And I think that there's been good decisions made in the past, but it ends up looking bad because Lobo football can never take off. This was the miracle of everything coming together for Lobo football. So you hire Coach Eck, and Lobo did what a good leader does. And it put people in position to lead. And that's what he did. Hiring Jason Eck and then let Jason Eck run his football program. And he win that game. Bringing someone like Casey Byers. It's not Fernando Lobo wasn't running the program. But Fernando Lobo understood in this era how important that stuff is. And thus, he brings back Casey Byers, who had an earlier stint at the University of New Mexico a decade ago. And when I started doing stuff with Lobo, Casey was running stuff. He goes off and bounces around to a couple power conferences at the power conference universities at the time. He comes back and ignites that. So Lobo made the right decision, put people in place to be successful, and his energy helped steer that. And I'm not going to take that away from Fernando Lobo. The other people that are throwing stuff at him, yeah, they're upset because it's one of them. But all these things are in your mind. Now, I will say, my comment really about a fan right now and support what you're passionate about is, yeah, you need good people involved in it. You root for coaches. You don't root for athletic directors, but you need those people in place doing their job. Their coaches and student athletes to be successful. It's just in this era of movement, of come and go. And yes, if you're successful, you're going to have to go, you're going to move on. Did I think it was going to be 1 year in these cases? No. I'm not going to put that in. But it is, if you are passionate about Lobo athletics, continue to support Lobo athletics if you have that. Poser, you're up next on the Sports Animal. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, good morning to you. I think a lot of the hard thing to grasp that we feel so jaded about is just that the culture. You can go back 20 years and athletic directors weren't necessary. And I think with social media, these guys are out in front. You almost kind of get to know them because they're part of the marketing stuff. And before that, ADs were just kind of old school. They were older guys. They weren't younger guys. And I think that's what sometimes when they become part of your fan base, you start to like them and you want to keep them. So I think that's the hard part of trying to disconnect that. And me, I'm kind of old school. I'm kind of right there in the middle. And I just think it's just a bad look because we're starting to see the younger generation not be so concerned about commitment. I understand that eventually they're going to move on, but at least, some time of commitment to at least do it in, 2 or 3 years or something like that. Not just try to cash in after one great year. I mean, I think most, you want to try to build experience and let your resume build and be like, hey, I did not only have success in year one, but I kept that success building and continuing on. And I think that's important. So for me, I'm just disappointed that the commitment of these professionals is not quite there, and they're just kind of moving. Let me just cash in on this and just move on to the next day. But I think that's what makes it hard. It's just that we get to kind of know them. They're so with social media, and that makes it hard because we believe we're fans of the Lobos, and these guys come in, and then we take them in. We're like, hey, welcome to the family. You're fans along with us, even though they're working. But then when they leave, it's like, what? I thought you really enjoyed it. But I think that's what makes it hard.
Jose, appreciate it, man. You got in 505-246-0610. We'll wrap it up on the other side. I know you're still calling in. We got some texts to hit. Talking about state of UNM athletics moving forward. Fernando Lobo looks like he's going to be the AD at Colorado, but he did come in and help spark football, which is a trickle down effect, which should help rise the tide of Lobo athletics even this new era in the Mountain West Conference. That next, the opening drive here on 95.9 FM and 610.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing. Our bodies need to settle into nothing from time to time. Into nothing at all. In a world obsessed with doing more, we invite you to undo.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
I might not be in the cage as much anymore. Just like riding a bicycle, I can pick up the fight from where I left off. I'm not some slick-haired outsider posing with borrowed gloves. I grew up here. New Mexico is in my blood. I'm a New Mexican fighting for other New Mexicans. I'm Adam Oki. I'll be your champion in the courtroom.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
From the Sandia foothills to the banks of the Rio Grande, generations of families remain. For 5 generations, Gallus Chevrolet has handed down values written in stone, leading the way under sun-filled skies, past the vintage glow of Route 66. Built by generations past, built for generations to come. This is New Mexico. This is Gallus.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
I'm a Blaze King customer, and I have been for the last 10 years. Blaze King stoves are very efficient, they're easy to maintain, and they use a lot less wood than you would typically use with a fireplace.
Blaze King, that's a fire.
The heat is on when it's a Blaze King wood stove, controlling heat up to 40 hours on a single load of wood with a built-in thermostat. See for yourself at either Blaze King showroom, Albuquerque and Santa Fe. Blaze King, and now that's a fire.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros.
Hit over the weekend to the conclusion of Lobo football. What a game it was. Friday in the Ray Bowl with a 3-point loss in overtime. But Lobo football, what they did this year with Jason Agnew, the way the fans showed up at the University Station, it highlighted what could be the ceiling and foundation of it. Now, is a year like this the ceiling? Is the New Mountain West winning a championship the next step forward? Yes, it is. It can't be done. And there's been a lot of passion both ways. And I knew that was going to be the case this morning. I was looking forward to it. I was looking forward to having the conversation because you're coming off such a fun year in football. You're excited. Basketball, Eric Olin's been really good. Conference that takes back up after the holiday break. And then you're hit with, you're going to need to look for a new athletic director. And AD and Fernando Lobo that came in and helped ignite this fan base with the hiring of Coach Jack and putting people in position to succeed. That's what a good leader is. Bringing in Jason X, what he did, Casey Byers, and then the people Casey Byers hired that run the social media. And heck, some of the student interns that are doing that stuff, well, they're awesome. Yeah, there's some students that are dropping some of those fantastic videos that you see on social media. So there's a lot of people doing a good job at UNM right now, and it was Fernando Lobo. That was a big part of that. Fred, you're on the opening drive. What's up, man? What do you got?
Hey, JJ. Hey, I really think Lobo is doing the right thing. I know I'm not happy, and most people aren't happy, but what he's done for our program with football and basketball, and I think he did a great job with the soccer, being around 11 years with Heather and hiring her. The volleyball coach, I don't know how he got him because he's 50-some years old now, but he's been around volleyball and knows everybody around the country. What a find we got there. and then you can't just pass up. He's getting, $400,000. He's going to get double that or more. He might even get probably $1 million over there at Colorado. So I think this is a hot time for him to go. I don't want him to go. I'm not saying I do, but this is the best time to go when you're so successful. What he's done to football especially, and I think he's going to do the same for basketball. I'm so impressed with this basketball team and the bench and everybody we have, and I guess we're going to find out something right away because we're going to Boise State. But I think he's done so much for our program, and I think up in Santa Fe, what he's got things started up in Santa Fe just everything he's done. He's just got what a great individual and a young guy at 36 years old. Look where he's going. And so I just thought, I just thank him and of course, thank all the coaches that we got that we have now. So
appreciate it, Red. I want to try to get in one more here. Mike, what's up? You're on the opening drive. How you doing?
Hey, just want to build off of that. You know, I wish him the best. You know, he left this program better than what he came into, and you know, we need to show grace and respect for what he's done. But just think about this. You know, we're trying to get to a place where we go to a better conference. We're going to be leading this one. This football program takes off. We already got a basketball program hot already starting. We got great other Olympic sports. You know, this is a great athletic program here at UNM. Look at our cross country. So don't be surprised that, you know, when we have an opportunity to go to a better conference for money and exposure, we're gone. And that's what I think we're building toward. So, you know, we're going to be that one using this as a stepping stone, although we've been here for how many years in the conference. But I don't be surprised. That's what I hope for. And I think that's what we should be building toward. And then invest money. We got to pay the coaches. You know, everyone's getting over $2 million. You know, if you're great and you're building great programs, you got to look at what the market bears, and that's where we need to strive for.
Mike, appreciate the phone call, man. You got in at 505-246-0610. Save that. We'll hit more on this conversation tomorrow, but it is official. The University of Colorado Board of Regents has voted unanimously to approve the contract of Fernando Lobo. So he is the new athletic director at the University of Colorado. The search will commence for UNM to fill. And I was talking to Jeff Kramer about this earlier. Yes, UNM will need a new president, but that's not until July. So Joe's going to be a part of this process and hiring a new AD. UNM, I'm sure, over the last 24 to 48 hours, 24 hours has already been having those discussions. We will hit this tomorrow. Of course, update you on any news that comes out. Statements from UNM now that is official from Fernando Lobo. We'll see if he says anything. And be back with you tomorrow at 7 a.m. I want to thank Jeff Kramer for joining us this morning. Ned James, Bob Walpole for getting up and saving the day. Our super producer, and Adrian on ProView Network. You are awesome, my man. Thank you very much. We have Monday Night Football at the Rams and Falcons tonight. Colin Cowherd next. Jim Rome follows that. Kenny Thomas and Monday Night Football. Middle of peace and love, everybody. Have a great day.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family. We are one family that share one goal, one opportunity at a time. We are One Eastern.
Eagle Greens and Turf are a family-owned and operated business with over 25 years of experience in the home improvement industry. They are your exclusive dealer of Celebrity Green synthetic putting greens and artificial turf. They also have artificial turf that is specifically designed for your pets. Eagle Greens and Turf are proud sponsors of ProView Networks and can make your lawn green all year long at 505-273-2744.
We've been trained, conditioned, and rewarded for doing more. But people weren't designed for all that doing.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Across the state of New Mexico, different journeys will begin. And when their journeys unite, together will become one experience. Our campuses across New Mexico in Portales, Roswell, and Ruidoso come together to provide you the support as one family.